What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. In this video, I'm going to be talking about my Dr. Martens boots. These are the Dr. Martens Pascal vintage boots. These are 8-eye boots, and they're slightly different from the traditional 1460 boot. So I'm going to go through all of that here in this video today. Now, before I go on with the actual review, I just wanted to say that after owning these for almost 2 years now, I can confidently say that I'm probably always going to have a Dr. Martens boot in my collection, in my rotation. So after these wear out, hopefully that is going to be many years from now, I can just easily replace them with a 1460, another Pascal, or something similar. But I do love this boot. I really like it. I think it's a great sort of, it could be an everyday boot. It fits many occasions, and I just really love it. So let's get to the review. The first thing I'm going to go through is the actual boot itself. So I'm going to go around the boot, talk about sort of the look, the different features that it has, the construction, all of that. And then I'll go into the fit of the boot for a little bit, because Dr. Martens fit can be a little bit confusing because they do not have half sizes for some of their lower sizes. They do have half sizes once you reach, I think, size 11 US. So I think there's an 11 and a half, 12 and a half, but below that, you don't have any half sizes. You only have full sizes. And then after that, I'm going to go through a couple of looks with you guys. So these are the Dr. Martens Pascal vintage shoe. First, I want to talk about the difference between the Pascal and the 1460 boot, which is the more traditional boot. So as you can see, it looks very much like your traditional Doc Martens boot. It has your air sole, your air wear sole, that is in the bottom. It has that yellow stitching that you will get with a lot of your Dr. Martens. It has a black leather upper, and it has black laces, and it has this pull tab. And they're all really good. The construction is pretty good, but the differences between this and your traditional 1460 are that, first of all, the Pascal has a slightly narrower and pointier silhouette. So your 1460 is a little bit rounder. These aren't super pointy per se, but they're a little bit pointier, a little bit narrower, which I do like myself. It's a little less casual than, I guess, your 1460, but still keeping that Dr. Martens look. This is also the Pascal, which means, from what I've noticed, all of the Pascals have exposed leather at the top. So whether it's this thicker leather that you get with this particular vintage model or another Pascal, you do get that exposed leather, which I do like. With your regular Dr. Martens 1460, this has like a black sort of cover on the top. I think it's rubber or something like that. Apart from your Made in England collection, which I do think has exposed leather also. Besides that, it's pretty similar to the traditional 1460. Now, this being the vintage model, it has things like the sort of gold or brass colored eyelets right here, which I think gives it a nice touch. It does give it that vintage touch. This also did come with flat laces, which you don't normally get with your Doc Martens shoes. I did replace them with these regular Dr. Martens laces. These are round laces. Both are good. I just wanted to try this lace out and to see if it would work, and they work just as well. I just didn't want to change them back after, because that's a little bit more work, and I think these look just as good as the flat laces. One thing I do want to do is I want to get even longer laces than this, maybe flat laces, just so that I can loop them around the shoe more when I tie my shoe, because I don't bring them all the way to the top. I keep them on the 6th eyelet, and then I rope them around, which I'll show you guys a little bit later. Now, in terms of the quality, the durability, and all that stuff, this has sort of your thicker leather that you get with Doc Martens. This isn't the same smooth leather that you would get with your normal 1460. It's a little bit more matte and a little bit thicker. And if you look around the shoe here, I do have some creasing. Now, this could be due to a lot of reasons. One could be the sizing, because again, like I said earlier, sizing is tricky because there aren't any half sizes. So you just have to get the size that fits best. And when I wear the shoe, there's a little bit of space sort of in this area. In general, Doc Martens have big toe boxes, so that's to be expected. But I think because of that, there is a little bit of creasing. I do have a flat foot, which means, that gap in between my toe and the top of the shoe is a little bit higher. So when you bend the shoe, you do get that bit of creasing. It is a little bit more pronounced in the left shoe than in the right shoe, and I think that's because my left foot is slightly smaller than my right shoe, and overall the creasing is just a little bit more on the left shoe, I would say, but still pretty good. Again, I've had this for 2 years. Everything is all good. On the left shoe, there is a tiny crack right here. You guys won't even be able to see it, but I notice it because, you know, these are my shoes. This crack happened when I wore this shoe for around 2 weeks in Turkey. I wore it every single day. I walked, you know, many miles every single day, and I think because of the changing weather conditions, it would get hot and then it would get cold, and then we went to other places besides Istanbul and the weather conditions were a little bit different. I think it dried up the leather and then it sort of cracked in the seam a tiny bit. I don't know if you can see it, but it hasn't really affected it too much for me, and so far it's still good. I'm still super happy with them. So I wanted to dedicate a whole section to the fit of these boots because Dr. Martens in particular can be tricky because of their sizing, you know, their sizing system. They don't have any half sizes when you talk about sort of the lower to average sizes, and only add those half sizes as you go up to like 11 plus. So I would encourage you guys, if you can, to try out a Dr. Martens shoe in the store if you can, so that you're a little bit more sure about the size that you get. Now, I wear a size US 9, and that is a size UK 8. I think that's an EU 42. And that's sort of my typical dress shoe size. When it comes to sneakers, I do wear a 9 or a 9.5, sometimes a 10 if I'm wearing a running shoe. But for more formal shoes that are more fitted, I do wear a size 9 typically. And these are size 9. I think I'm pretty lucky with Dr. Martens shoes in general because I've never really had that painful break-in period that a lot of people talk about. I don't know if it has to do with the shape of my foot or the fact that the size 9 typically fits me very well, but I've never had the super painful experience that I see a lot of people talk about. I do get some sort of rubbing in certain areas, like in my big toe. I feel rubbing sometimes, and in my small toe from the shoe being new. Sometimes I do get a tiny bit on the back heel, but you know, a lot of people talk about big blisters and their feet bleeding, but you know, that's something that I haven't experienced. And again, I think it just has to do with the shape of my foot and the sizing. I think the size 9 fits me perfectly. So in terms of fitting, the way my foot fits inside the shoe is that lengthwise it's very good. My toe probably ends like right here, leaving some room, which makes this area very comfortable for the length of my foot. Now, in terms of the sort of feel of the shoe, it is a bigger shoe, so you do get some play in certain areas. And with my feet in particular, because I have flat feet, my arches aren't that high, I have to lace them up extremely tight, so all the way till the end. But after I do that, then the fit is very good. I would say the fit is almost perfect, to be honest with you guys. I did try the smaller size, and the smaller size is just a little bit too tight. And in fact, I have another Doc Martens shoe that I bought in a size down, and I thought it would sort of break in, but it was painful and it never really expanded the way I thought it would. So size 9 is my true size. So what I would say is that if you guys are at a certain size, so if you're typically a size 9, for example, in dress shoe sizes, I would say just stick with the 9 if you're confident that a dress shoe would fit you well. If you are a 9.5, for example, I would say go to a 9 instead of going to a 10, because I think a 10 would be a little bit too big. But again, try the shoe in store to see how it would fit. But if you find that perfect fit, these are extremely comfortable. This sort of area has sort of molded to my foot. The side has molded to my foot, which is really nice. It's very, very comfortable. So now let's get into a few looks with these Dr. Martens Pascal vintage boots. I'm actually wearing them right now, so I can't hold them out in front of you to show you guys. But the looks that I'm going to go through today aren't sort of the look that you normally see people style the Dr. Martens with. So people typically wear them with denim, with jeans, and that's super cool. I do that all the time. But I want to show you guys two looks that I only started doing probably a couple months ago that I think look super cool. It might not be everyone's taste, but I do like wearing these boots like this. I would say they are both in the casual. I would say that they're both fairly casual. One is more casual than the other, and one I would say could be your sort of daytime look, and one could be a more nighttime look that's casual but a little bit elevated. So this first look is wearing the PASCAL Vintage with some gray shorts and a plain white tee. Now, a lot of what you will see moving forward is me wearing a white t-shirt. It's just the way that, you know, I dress. I like wearing a white shirt every day because it's, you know, something I don't have to think about. I just need to, you know, wear the appropriate bottoms, the appropriate shorts or pants, and the appropriate shoes to the occasion, and I can just wear a white top. Now, this is a very simple look. I wear this sort of in the daytime. It's sort of it could be an everyday look. If I wanted to, I could also put a bag around myself, you know, like a shoulder bag or a crossbody like a lot of people wear these days. And if I wanted to, you know, add another layer, I could easily chuck on a crew neck sweater, something like that, just to add a, you know, a different element or a different dimension to the outfit itself. I think this is super cool, super easy, and again, it's a day. I think it's super cool, super easy, and again, it's a look that you don't really need to think about, and just looks good, fits most casual occasions. The second look is a little bit more elevated. I would say it's still casual because we are keeping the white t-shirt on the top, but we are just changing the bottoms to some trousers, some black trousers. These trousers are already cropped. I tucked the white shirt in to bring up the look a little bit, but I do give the pants sort of a turn up, a little cuff to give it that more casual look. Now with this look, you can keep the white socks or you can switch them out for a pair of black socks just to keep that bottom part more uniform. But I think this, again, is a great look. It could be a nighttime look, you know, out to dinner somewhere, but you still want to keep it casual. This is a great look as well. You can, again, accessorize with a crossbody bag, some sort of bag. You can put a jacket over it. You can do all sorts of things to take this look to the next level if you'd like. But this is a super easy look that you don't need to think about. Super simple, and I think it looks good. So that's it, guys. That is the review of the Dr. Martens PASCAL Vintage. If you guys have any questions about this boot, let me know. Now, I don't think they produce these anymore, but I will leave links to, you know, the PASCAL line down below, as well as the 1460 for those of you guys that want that sort of more traditional Dr. Martens look. Again, these are a great boot. I love them. You know, they're going to be my only boot for a while. And when I upgrade my boots, if I ever need to, if these ever wear out, you know, Doc Martens is on the top of the list for what I want to replace these with if I do ever have to replace them. If you guys like this video, give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and if you want to see more videos like this of anything in particular, let me know in the comment box down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video.